This episode is for anyone who's ever felt like they were sleeping, like life was moving faster than they could hold on to. If you're listening, you're still here, and that means you're still rising. Keep going. For Dallas, whom we heard from in episode 4, 1998, was a turbulent year for him. He was preparing for exams and navigating the final stretch of secondary school with the uncertainty of what life would bring next. At the same time, he was excited for the turn of the millennium and his upcoming university admission in 2000. Big changes that came with both hope and anxiety. During that period, DMX's sleeping became a lifeline. The raw vulnerability in DMX's voice, especially when he admits to live is to suffer, but to survive, well, that's to find meaning in the suffering. That resonated deeply with Dallas. DMX's honesty about battling personal demons gave him permission to acknowledge his own struggles rather than bury them. In his darkest moments, hearing DMX declare, "I'm sleeping, I'm falling, I can't get up," mirrored Dallas's own sense of helplessness. Yet, it was DMX's relentless spirit, the act of fighting to rise again, that inspired Dallas to keep moving forward, no matter how heavy life felt. DMX also reminded him that survival itself was an act of courage. Psychologically, sleeping taught Dallas resilience. It fostered a mindset that framed pain not as defeat, but as a necessary part of growth. Emotionally, though, it became a safe space, a place where someone else, even from afar, truly understood what it meant to feel overwhelmed, yet remain unbroken. That connection for Dallas, distant but real, was profoundly healing for him. This shows how struggle and vulnerability don't wait for a certain age or stage to hit you. Feeling overwhelmed, facing pain, and facing ways to survive is universal. And that brings me to Damien. His challenges look different though. Hey Damien from Jamaica. Damien did not see this coming. That's the part people never believe, because hindsight makes everyone an expert. But at the time, life felt normal enough, busy, tiring, predictable in the ways marriages sometimes become when you're juggling work, bills, and trying to be present without really knowing how. Damien worked long hours, and he put it clearly to me that he did not work long hours because he wanted to escape home, but because providing for his family felt like love. He believed stability mattered more than words. If the lights were on, the rent was paid, and there's food in the house, then he was doing his part. Kudos to you, Damien. What he did not notice, what no one ever really points out to men, is how quiet distance sounds before it gets loud. His wife, she started guarding her phone, going out more, talking less. When he asked if everything was okay, she said she was tired, stressed even, needed space. Damien accepted that. Men are taught not to push, to respect boundaries, to stay calm. True, yeah. Then one evening, calm stopped being enough. She sat across from him at the kitchen table and told him she had met someone else. She was so serious. It was like she was explaining a decision she'd already made peace with. She said she hadn't planned it, that it just happened, that she needed to find herself, that she wasn't happy anymore. He was so shocked, as you can imagine, but said he just nodded. His body went still while his mind scrambled to catch up. She moved out within weeks. Suddenly, Damien was alone in a house that still smelled like a shampoo. He slept on one side of the bed out of habit. Even though no one was there anymore, friends told him to stay busy, to hit the gym, to get back out there. But nobody asked how it felt to be replaced while still married on paper. And that's where I'm really going with this story. What hurt the most for him wasn't just the cheating, it was how quickly his pain became inconvenient. When he tried to talk about it, people got uncomfortable. Some even implied he must have missed something, did not listen enough, did not do enough. As if betrayal always needs a justification. So what did Damien do? He stopped talking. He showed up to work, paid his bills, answered messages with, "I'm good." Nights were harder, and that's when his thoughts got loud. That's when questions came that had no answers. Did I do something wrong? Was I not enough? How did my life collapse while everyone else kept moving? So one night while he was driving aimlessly because home felt too quiet, DMX's Sleeping came on, and he almost changed it but decided not to because DMX wasn't pretending to be okay. He sounded broken and aware of it. Amen. Admitting he was struggling without apologizing for it. That honesty hit him harder than any advice ever had. For the first time, he let himself feel angry, sad, embarrassed, and exhausted. He started to realize something important, which was his silence was survival mode. And dare I say, survival mode is not meant to be permanent. So he decided to seek help and heal. Some men lose marriages, families, routines, and identities, and they're expected to recover quietly. There's this unspoken rule that pain is acceptable only if it's brief and productive. Grieve, but don't linger. Hurt, but don't burden anyone with it. That mindset is costing some men their mental health. When some men don't speak up, it's not always because they don't want help. Often it's because they've learned that opening up leads to being misunderstood, minimized, or even blamed. So they internalize everything. They turn heartbreak into isolation. They confuse silence with strength. But silence doesn't heal, it just hides the damage. Men also need space to say, "I'm not okay," without feeling like they're failing at being men. They need access to support without judgment. And this is the thing that some people don't know. Therapy is not weakness. Talking isn't complaining. Asking for help isn't giving up. It's just choosing to survive. If you're listening and you're carrying more than you admit, this is your sign to speak to someone you trust, a friend, a therapist, a support group, anyone who can hold the truth without trying to fix you immediately. And if you're someone who loves a man, check in, not just with your good, but with patience, with time, with the understanding that some men don't always have the language yet, but that doesn't mean there's nothing there. Men matter before they break, before they fall, even when they don't know how to seek for help, because men matter too. Damien's story doesn't end with everything fixed. It ends with something more realistic, which is awareness. And awareness is where healing actually really starts. If this resonated, don't ignore it. Sit with it, act on it, check in on yourself, check in on the men in your life, speak up when it's hard, seek help when it's needed. Play DMX's Sleeping, let it play all the way through. Listen to it, really listen. Hear the honesty, the struggle, the survival. Let it remind you that being vulnerable is not weakness. Being vulnerable is actually part of living. Until next time, take care of your mind as much as you take care of everything else.
Thanks for rewinding with us. If a song unlocked something in you, follow the show, pass it along. And if you've got a moment worth remembering, share it at remingchords@gmail.com. The next memory we play just might be yours.